But here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Internet. Oh, say something. Somebody say something.
Something.
OBS being fun all the time. Okay. Welcome back to Lines and Lies.
We did
This
it.
is Crits and Giggles, Vecna, Eve of Ruin, doing it live campaign. First things first, happy notifications. I just got the notification this morning that we are affiliated. Yay! Crits and Giggles is affiliated on Twitch. Woo!
Hell yeah. We love it.
Moving on up in the world. But anyway, more on that coming on social media and for you guys in Discord this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because that means things for us to do and sign and potentially make money in the future. Yay.
That would be neat.
That'd be cool.
So going back to the game though, I'm Dat Magic Juice, your host and GM. We're gonna go around the table, introduce ourselves and our characters, recap what happened last time. It's kind of chunky again. There's a lot of detail in what's happened in the last few sessions, and then we'll get right into it. So we'll start with Andrea. We are down a Ash, hopefully only one more time. So we'll see her in the future, but we'll start with Andrea.
Hello, my name is Andrea. I usually do stuff as Glossy Woodtone on the internet, and I will be playing Alaska Jane. She is a rock gnome paladin of Ioun. She is an archaeologist. She's got a dog named Bones, and she's happy to be here. She's gonna try and make friends with a bunch of fucking warforged and hopefully not have to kill anybody. Yay! On to Logan.
It's me.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Logan. I go by Nerdwardo on the internet. I am playing Kazan Kabari, the Clockwork Soul sorcerer / warlock Azamar. Yeah, we're navigating this very interesting situation. And to be honest, I'm not really sure where Kazan's headspace is fully with this situation. I guess we'll just wait to see how that plays out. I'll toss that over to
Vic.
We've got some overlay mix up right here. We got
it should be Sam.
We got Sam.
My bad. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Bust, the Tabaxi Eldritch Fighter Bard. My Bust is she loves her family. And everybody is her family right now and forever. Yeah, she's ready to save the world and kick ass. So let's move on to Vic.
Hi, I'm Vic. I'm not really on the internet, and I play Odysseia, the Shadowkai cleric. She doesn't have a god though, but she does have a library, and she likes to be on the indoors.
It's very much not where we are right now.
She's not happy. Too much.
Opposite of indoors.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. I'll try to keep this concise. Last time we met a warforged named Mercy. He is a leader of what we find out now is a second group of warforged that are not hell-bent on taking over the world. And he approaches you with an attempt to essentially make peace with everything that's going on around here. So now we have a group of veterans that is in conflict with a group of warforged, and now another group of warforged that is trying to fix that and do what they need to do with your help to handle this Lord of Blades and all of her followers trying to do this whole warforged superiority, rule the world kind of thing, or at least Mount Ironrot. You also learn. Okay, so Mercy and his band are looking for what they call holy orbs. You know that these are docents. They are the artifacts that essentially were in the time of war used to power these giant colossi. They're just sentimentally valuable to these guys, so they're trying to find and collect them. The veterans have been pillaging colossi as well, not discriminating docent versus other valuables. in the interest of selling at markets in order to kind of like rebuild their lives. And then you have the Lord of Blades and her followers who are, like I said, trying to establish like rule and control. You have brokered a deal for peace between the first two groups. And that involves the exchange of any docents the veterans have in exchange for all of the valuables that the warforged have. So both sides end up happy and accomplishing their respective goals. And now it sounds like you've gotten them to agree together to go with you to this one Colossus that has what Mercy has called a gray matter engine, because as part of your deal, he agreed to help you find this piece of the rod, and he thinks that this might be involved with that. Miscellaneous details I had at the end of my recap for you guys. After giving the Caliph, so Caliph gave you guys a docent in exchange for you guys going to figure out what's going on at the first Colossus that they were attacked at. And you gave that docent to Mercy upon finding out that it was important to him, that docents are generally important to him, not necessarily this one. And he decided to merge that with his body. So he's got like the Orbinus chest kind of deal going on. The veterans, the whole camp agreed to meet Mercy's group at his camp, where they have all, you spent that day basically learning about them. You saw their kind of enshrinement of their dead, and the docents spent the evening like exchanging stories and learning about each other around the camp. And this is unrelated to any of that, but the last note I have here is that the docent you had, which is now Mercy's, also seemed to resonate in a way with the pieces of the Rod of Seven Parts. Like they were kind of interacting with each other, though you're not really sure how. Whew, that's a lot. Did I miss anything? Oh, no, there was one more thing. You guys did explicitly ask for like description of Mercy's friend Filch.
Yes.
Because if it comes down to conflict with the Lord of Blades, you are kind of thinking ahead. Is it possible that Filch has been absorbed into the bad band, and can we avoid hurting him? I think that's it. Anything else?
Two things, I think. One, we did get a secret from Mercy about Filch.
Yes.
Basically just that he is worried that Filch might have joined the group. So we will find that out, and that's why we wanted to know what Filch looked like. Also, I have that...
Sorry.
Okay.
Keep going.
I also have that when Mercy like turned on the docent, that it changed magic, and that we can now use magic to divine things like scrying and locate object.
Yes.
Okay. So that those are back on the table now.
Yes.
Cool.
I forgot in my recap that happened. Divining works, but also I don't know if I mentioned this last time. The pieces of the rod have like a continuing pulse. Every like 10 seconds, it like lets off a vibrate and like a wub wub sound. It's very subtle. Beck, I see you holding it in.
I was just gonna say, you know. Sometimes
Would it be a D&D game without an innuendo at least once?
Well, I was just gonna look. It's just the world's worst vibrator. Someone bought it at Temu.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie to me like that.
World's worst vibrator.
Oh shit. Okay, so if I recall this correctly, you did decide to spend the evening and rest, go to the big Colossus the next day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we were discussing, I have written down, plan to use scouts and determine if GME is empty, gray matter engine, and then either establish a perimeter or try and communicate first.
Okay, so let's start there because we did not actually do the overnight. Mercy will send 6 volunteer warforged, since they don't have to rest. They will go ahead this evening while you're doing your rest and do said scouting. They do not. They intend to have at least 2 come back by morning, with probably up to 4 staying there. More might come back depending on what they find / what happens. But the plan is at least 2 coming back to communicate updates and 4 staying there to like keep watch. Anything else you guys want to do or plan or talk about for this with before we actually rest?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, nothing in my brain either. Other than, can we get what the physical description of Filch is?
Yes.
Do you have that? Great.
Yes. Filch has a his body's plating is primarily like a blue, and I wish I was better with colors. Primarily blue with like red accents on his arms, legs, shoulders, and head.
So he's Captain America.
He looks very Captain America. Yeah. And he does wear a I don't know what to call this other than a skirt, but it's not really a skirt. It's like a sash thing
Sure.
around his waist that it's like a fabric that like just covers off to one side, one leg.
Sure.
I have a question about sort of mechanically.
Yeah.
Does healing work the same on warforged as it does on flesh and blood creatures?
The simple answer is yes.
Okay.
Time does heal them. Magic does heal them magically. It would only be a difference of like seeing pieces of metal and leather be repaired rather than like skin getting mended and scarred and stuff like that.
Okay, so
mechanically
like
it's the same.
Mending and tinkerer's tools would not repair a warforged.
Right.
No.
Basically.
But
Right.
healing word will.
Excellent. That's what I need to know.
So we are
Interesting.
taking a long rest then?
That's a very
ideally?
good question though. Yes. I'm just giving you the opportunity if there's anything else you wanted to do, especially with like the scouts getting ready to leave. Anything you want to particularly communicate with them as far as a plan? Anything in particular you want them to look for other than are the bad guys there?
Beep boop, beep boop. Do I have any spells that might help them just to be a good guy?
Ooh,
That's a minute. No. I don't have anything that would really help.
hang
Yeah.
on a second.
Okay.
How many of them are going?
6.
Total of 6.
6.
Yes.
Hang on a second. Odysseia, as they are leaving, she's not really gonna talk to them, but she is going to cast, because we are having a long rest, aid on them,
Nice.
Okay.
and she's going to cast it twice at 5th level, which is 3 levels above 2nd level, which means they each increase their hit point maximum and current hit points by 20.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All 6 of them do.
Got it.
So they can get healed up to 20 above
Higher.
their current maximum,
Yes.
if they can. But they also, basically, it just temporary increases.
Yeah.
And that is for 8 hours.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Just
Got it.
in case.
No, good call.
Very good call.
Okay. So Unless there's anything else, we can conduct a long rest. It will be peaceful, uneventful, and complete.
Yippee!
And if my count is correct, that puts us on day 27.
I was just entering that into the sheet. Correct. I have day 26.
We were on day 26. This long rest would put us into 27.
I don't have that, but we can talk about that later.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
We've long rested twice in Eberron now. At
Right.
least.
But we got to Eberron. Again, we'll figure it out later. I'd rather not kill time right now to decide what day it is.
Fair.
We could do it at the break, maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mark here, so I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is morning. I've got a math real quick.
Okay.
Okay, yes. 2 of the warforged that left with the scouting party have returned and are actively talking with Mercy when you awaken.
Great. Alaska will do her morning stretches, a couple of push-ups, prior to walking over to Mercy and hanging out and being like, good morning. Do we have any updates on the situation?
Yes, it seems that there is no evidence yet of the Lord of Blades or her band at Landro. The scouts did not begin to explore within yet, but it seems there is only one accessible way in or out, at the base of the mountain near its feet.
That is good to know. Does that change our plans any? Do we just want to go in, quietly, generally non-hostile until we encounter anything?
I've devised a plan that I would like to run by you and the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that we can be more efficient with our self-preservation, if you will, if we go as a small team to Landro, but bring anyone who is willing to be ready to stay at a distance.
Ooh, sure.
We have special tents and blankets that can be used to camouflage the Siren veterans in the desert, just a bit away from the Colossus, so that they are not posed any unnecessary danger until something does happen.
Yeah, I think that that sounds incredibly reasonable. I think I speak for the team here, that we obviously are happy to be on that front section of encounterers. We're a very tactical group. We're very qualified. We're very good at talking when we need to be. But also, I do not entirely fear for the safety of this group because we are incredibly capable.
Very well.
Says, again, one of the tiniest people.
I also find myself at a crossroad for your small group and mine together. If we stay together, exploring the Colossus, we will be much more formidable should anything happen. However, I believe that if we split up, we could potentially find another entrance, send you in the one we know of, and cover more ground quickly.
Your scouts already determined there wasn't a second entrance. How trusting are you of their ability to find a second entrance if they were already unable to find a second one?
Do you recall the Colossus that you met me at?
Yes.
To explore that entire machine and the area around it would take more than the few hours that our scouts had.
Understood.
I believe there is ground that they could have simply not covered yet.
Is anyone else from team, we don't have a name yet, Is anyone else around while this conversation is happening?
Totally up to you guys.
Yeah.
Or
Great.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I'd
happen to be
probably
talking
wake
to
up
those.
early.
Cool.
it's also possible that in the time since these two scouts have returned, the remaining scouts have found additional information.
That is
That's
valid.
what I was thinking as well.
Right. I forget. I forget sometimes that we are around beings that don't require sleep because I feel like we like it a lot as a team. So that is fair. I mean, I think this is probably a good. Can Alaska make some sort of check as to whether this feels like a good plan versus it being a bad plan? My first thought was insight, but that doesn't feel
Let's
like
go
a
with
tactical.
Yeah, go with survival. I
Sure.
think that's a good like tactical plan skill
Yeah.
to use.
Let's go wisdom checks.
So the ones I'm better at, allegedly, 11.
Okay. It's hard for you to tell. You've only been
Sure.
here a couple days. This whole Colossus situation is very new to you. You would at least agree on the like surface level premise that Mercy's presenting. On one hand, you like if something goes wrong and there's 10 of you instead of 5 of you, like you probably cut through it like a hot knife through butter. But with as much ground as there is to cover in the entirety of, and you'll notice this was the first named Colossus that has come up. So that must be important.
Sure.
Covering more ground could be advantageous in different ways. Like covering more ground quicker could be advantageous in different ways.
What sort of communication devices do we have available to us to keep each other abreast of the situations that we are both in?
That is an excellent question.
I am told that some who possess certain magical capabilities can, I suppose, telepathically communicate with others that they know. We do not possess that ability, but do any of you?
I haven't done my spells and I could do some.
I can speak at short distances, but I cannot speak at great distances.
I can yell really loud.
I don't have any long range communication. I can just teleport.
I can.
Alaska makes a note to ask the wizards to make us an additional set of sending stones so that we can just have a set of walkie-talkies. Yeah, I'm
Just a
sorry,
regular
Rocky
sending
Talkies, as I believe what they're called.
Rocky Talkies,
Talkies.
Yeah.
I was still working on my spells, so I can take sending if that's okay with everybody.
Sounds great.
Yeah. I can speak at a distance with you, Mercy. Not many times, but a few.
Very good. I believe that should suffice.
Okay.
How will we separate our groups?
I mean, I take it's probably the 5 of us would be one team. Would it behoove us to have a representative of the warforged community with us?
I believe it would.
It would probably, yes.
Yeah. Mercy, might we be able to have a scout or another member of your team? I feel like it might behoove us to have you on the other side that's maybe coming from a different direction.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything of the Lord of Plagues? Do we have her picture? Do we have anything of hers?
Ooh.
Do you mean a specific possession or?
Yes, because as the magical effects have changed in this world, I could look for her.
Hell yeah.
So
And I could look for her.
specification, the magical effects have changed for you guys
Right.
Yes.
with the rod.
Like-
Or with the rod and
Oh.
docent updating.
But does that mean broad magic?
Your the 5 of you, your magic is now special
Right.
compared to the rules of the environment you're in now.
Right.
So your magic will work. The world's effects have not changed.
But I can, because of my ring, I can do something, right?
Yes. But Mercy will respond. Unfortunately, we do not.
Okay.
Okay. My thought is I could cast scrying and look for her.
Right.
Would the magical effects allow me to do that normally? Or would it give me do I understand that it would give me a disadvantage in looking for her?
The magical effects of the environment normally would render that completely useless,
Mm-hmm.
but now it will work as written.
Okay.
Sure.
So we do not even have a description
Oh,
of
shoot.
I
Sorry.
mean, you
I
could
didn't
still-
mean to do that.
You
Sorry.
could still attempt to scry on her. The only
Yeah.
problem is we have a greater disadvantage because we don't know anything about her other than the fact that her name is the Lord of Blades.
She would get a +5, which is why I'm looking to see if this
Sure.
group has fought her for quite some time,
Right.
or even if the veterans who came back from being attacked by her people have
Sure.
a likeness or a description of her. Because if they do, I have the save for it is fairly high.
Right.
So
I'm gonna whisper this to Odysseia.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, we could also try to see if we could scry on Filch. If he is,
That's solid.
yes, I want to do that.
You do have okay.
Do we, in our conversation when we have asked Mercy about Filch, does he say that he has anything of Filch's or just the description? Like in that the casual conversation that we had
Yeah.
had.
I
Just
figure,
the
like-
description.
Yeah, I figure Mercy and Alaska were like trading war stories, you know?
Okay.
And she was like trying to clock as much information about him as she could.
So I guess as we are doing like this collective war room type situation, I think Odysseus just gonna kind of like Irish goodbye for a second.
All right.
Just like Homer Simpson, like into the trees.
Just like into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look at something.
Yeah.
And I would like to, as we are planning this, I would like to cast scrying on Filch,
Okay.
which means
Quickly flipping through things.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
because I have knowledge of him, but I do not know him, he gets a +5. However, because I have his likeness, he gets a -2. So his total is he gets a +3 to
That's not
this
bad.
save.
Yes. Okay.
Math fights.
please don't be wise. Please don't be wise.
God, it's all.
Charisma.
Please be the dumbest boy. You're joining up with a whole bunch of assholes. Like, be stupid.
Sorry.
Wouldn't that be? Wouldn't that be great meta commentary from Wizards of the Coast? That they're just like made.
Where'd it go? Not that. There it is.
So wisdom saving throw and gets a +3.
Okay, so now this sensor, is it the only thing you see through, or is it like in addition?
So
It's like a camera.
basically, I get a sensor within 10 feet. I can see in here as if I was there, and the sensor moves with the target. If the
Okay.
If a creature can see invisible objects, they can see it.
So here's what happens. There is no save. You can tell that the magic is not being resisted in any way, but it does connect. That would tell you that one of two things is true. Either this person is dead or unconscious. And you can see immediately when this magical sensor turns on, one of those must be true, although you can't really see like through this, which, because warforged don't have signs of life like breathing or I guess breathing would be the easiest one. So you can see a body that matches the description of blue and red with the red like sash thing, just lying on the ground in the corner of a cave. You have dark vision, right?
I do.
Okay. You can tell that there are no sources of light.
And I have a passive perception of 26.
Yeah, let's see what else is going on here.
Good to know. Good to remember.
Just put
Yeah.
it in there.
If it's happening, she knows about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can hear the conversation that's going on outside of this cave and everything.
I can also get the barometric pressure of the room.
The sensor stays with the target, right? It's always within 10 feet?
Within 10 feet.
Okay. So, like, being within 10 feet and looking around, you can see 3 different, like, tunnels that converge into the space that Filch's body is.
Okay.
And it's otherwise generally featureless. It's just rock tunnels.
Okay, so the rock tunnels and cave seem to be naturally formed by either water erosion or sand, and not man or warforged created via mechanical tools.
Correct.
Thank you.
How far is your dark vision?
My dark vision is
Probably 60 feet,
60,
unless
it's
you're special.
60 feet.
Okay. There is one defining feature that you can see other than just the generic, this is a rock cave. On at the end, like the very end of your vision in one of the tunnels, one of the 3 tunnels coming to where his body is a... So with dark vision, you only see in grayscale, right? So it's hard to see like color defining features. So it'll look to you like a pitch black, slick, oily kind of liquid running like just ever so slightly into the edge of your vision and then back out at the end of one of the tunnels. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's at the end of your vision down one of the tunnels and not the other 2.
Got it. So at a glance, I cannot tell if he is unconscious or dead. Having spent time with the Warforged in this time and also seeing they're dead, could I potentially make either an insight or perception check to see if I can find any more information on that? Because at a glance, I do not know. Or will I just get the same answer, basically?
You will get the same answer.
Okay.
Yeah, with Warforged, it like unless you are also a Warforged, you do not know how to tell the difference between dead and unconscious.
Sure.
Without using like life magic to tell otherwise.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Fuck it. I'm also just gonna show you this now because it's badass, and I
Oh, hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
can't wait. I have not been able to wait to show you this picture. So
Media.
Oh my god,
He's so cool.
Does he have his weapons?
yes, he does.
Oh, okay.
He might be sweeping.
And does he look like his material form has been damaged?
Ooh, that's a very good question. No, does not look damaged.
They do not sleep. He does not look damaged.
Vic out here asking the good questions.
Yeah.
God, I want to know.
Yeah.
I love how he has like the little bolt that is clearly there for something to hang around his waist. I think that's that's a
Yeah.
really fun detail.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's his fashion.
Yeah.
What fashion? I do like the I got full thigh slits on each side. Like
Yup.
Hell yeah.
Everybody in this game is so hot. What the hell?
Everyone is
I know.
so hot.
We'll tell Sarah. I'd be like, dear Sarah, tell your friends stop making all the bad guys hot.
I actually, when I was talking to her and I was like, yeah, the problem is everyone is very hot. She was like, I will tell the person who was working on this module that you said that.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you. They're all very hot. It's deeply problematic for me personally.
There's a song I have from an artist I found on TikTok. It's called Simpin' for the Villain. And I think it's more about anime villains, but it's literally like, why are all the villains so fucking hot?
Yeah.
And I'm obsessed with it. It's so funny.
I do have an answer, and the answer is because villains are generally gay coded and gay people are hot.
Fair.
Mhm.
I'll
Happy
take
Pride.
that. Yeah.
Mystery solved.
Happy Pride.
Ursula the Sea Witch.
Based on Divine.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So he's not damaged. He's unconscious. He's in a cave. There's 3 tunnels. It's a natural rock cave. One tunnel at the edge of my vision has weird oily goo doing
Yeah.
a goo thing.
I mean, it is potentially the body of a mechanical being that may or may not also be filled with oily goo.
Mhm.
But it
Just-
is natural rock, which is why I was curious.
Right.
I was
So
thinking
maybe-
that
This big thing we're going to has smashed into a rock
That was my
pile
assumption. Yeah.
and is leaking goo bits. Okay, cool. I'm going to Homer Simpson out of the hedge.
Incredible group of information that we achieved. Thank you for
Thank you so
scrying on his not dead friend.
You better not be fucking dead.
That'll be some
All right.
bullshit.
Okay.
Cool.
Anything else?
Should we also bring a representative of the veterans with us in this main group? I feel like is another point of discussion because the Lord is trying to wipe them out entirely. So I'm not sure if it would be a great choice to bring them, but I'm sure they would like to have a say, or make sure that their presence is known in the conversation.
Mercy's going to chime in with that. It is my understanding that the warforged weapons and capabilities are particularly dangerous to people who are not other warforged. I believe that if, as a last resort, a conflict should arise, the veterans' involvement on a volunteer basis should be the last line of defense for the group. I want to ensure their protection as much as possible. This is why I suggest that we keep them hidden, but nearby.
Yes, I think that's a great plan.
Alrighty.
And we know that none of the veterans have the ability to do magic at all.
You don't know for sure, although,
But they
I mean, it's
seemed-
reasonable to say if you ask, they would tell you.
Right. They also seemed pretty jazzed when we showed up with magic, so I would assume
Yeah.
the same.
They would disclose that they have very minimal at best magical capability, and it's actually more in the way of like making potions.
Sure.
Within the place we are going to have them stay and the Colossus where we are going, it is likely that they will be within a sight line, although out of earshot. I believe this is correct.
Yes.
So we will have to signal to them if we need them.
Yeah.
I assume one of the veterans, the main cool orc lady veteran, is involved in these plans that we are having at this moment.
She's
Yeah,
here
probably.
involved with the discussion and has not disagreed with any suggestions yet.
Okay. As we are talking of this, after Odysseia unhedges herself, she's gonna pull a small glass flask out of her pack and hand it to the leader, and she's gonna give her a bottle of alchemist's fire.
Oh.
Because
Nice.
fire can be seen for miles.
Mhm.
And as a last resort, because I do want this back, if they are attacked, she's going to if you need us and we do not respond, use this and we will look for it. It will create fire. So much fire. Just so much fire. Light someone on fire if you need to, and we will come. Not any of your people, one of the people we don't like.
Okay, she will take it and generally agree. Last resort only.
Right. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I think we should go.
I am trading out one spell real quick, pretending that I did this last night, and then we're good.
Yeah, I know. I'm like double checking my spells, being like, do I have?
I'm like, I have new smites that I forgot that I have. Let's do one of those because it seems wackadoo banana pants.
So glad I don't have to do that anymore. That was so stressful.
I like it. I appreciate having a little bit of choice because I did not have it last time.
Oh, it's so useful, but I like the lifted weight of not having to
Yeah,
prepare.
this is what you have.
This is my shit. I
Yeah.
got all the yeah.
This is your home. You do not leave your home.
Exactly.
Well, Alaska's ready. Bones is ready. He's been like gnawing on something.
Bit of stick.
Yeah. Like a
I
root-
assume you have like, what are the fuck the like the toys, the chewy, leathery toys for dogs?
yeah.
Yeah,
Those.
nice.
Chewy leathery toys for dogs. Yeah. It's a technical term. I've got a Kong, but it's made out of leather.
Oh my god, I love it.
You've spent some time to. You have your artisanal peanut butter that you grind every day for him for snacks.
Just shove it full of cheese and peanut butter. New flavor every lick.
Nice. Okay. Anything else for the plan?
Just a general double checking. So you did say that that the Warforged, specifically probably the Lord of Blades and team, are like extra, that they're very dangerous. Would you say that hits and things include like a magical additional component, or would you just say it's kind of like a straight shot? Andrea is asking if it's magical bludgeoning, slashing, and things, because I realized I have something that can combat that. And if it's just straight things, then that is also better. I hope that made sense.
As far as we know, all of her followers are of our, should I say, varieties. Most are particularly skilled in both long and short range weaponry,
Sure.
with frightening accuracy.
Great. Cool.
But as far as extra effects in the ways of magics or even poisons or other forms of harm, the Lord of Blades herself as far as I know, is the only one who has any potent forms of this.
Great. Thank you for that clarification. I might have something that can help at least a party member of ours should things get dicey. Great. Cool. Right on.
Wonderful.
Yes. That's all I got.
Oh, how long?
Shall we head out?
Yes.
Okay. Roll 2d4 for me, someone, please.
Whose turn is it? Sam, you do it.
Oh. Okay.
Unless someone else already did it. I don't think you've rolled a d4s on this yet, so no pressure.
3 and 3.
Okay.
It's gonna take us 6 hours to get there.
It takes you 3.
Oh, good.
But
It takes you 3 hours to get there.
Yeah.
Approaching the Colossus, you see the general Oh, I'll change to the map here. Oh,
Yeah.
The map. Such a cool map.
It is so cool.
so we are leaving from here at Ialos. Let's get this zoomed in.
Dancing wizard.
The artwork of this map is fun.
It's so pretty.
But it also like sometimes doesn't quite match the description of what's actually going on, and this is one of
Yeah.
those cases. So you cross the river and head straight to this Landro, which you can't really see until you're a little bit past halfway there. And then you see this Colossus that's like, it's not hunched over on a rock like this. It is the Colossus picture that you guys already have. Where is that?
Where it's like, yeah, it's like upright, right?
This
I
guy.
feel like.
Wait. Player art handout. Yeah, there we go. This guy. So it's like you can see some of the exposed, like a little bit of the feet. You can see a little bit of the head. Well, even this picture is a little bit off yet, but a lot of the body is like completely surrounded by rock to the point you can't see it.
Sure.
It's almost like it did the Homer Simpson, but only part way into the mountain.
Sure.
You know? So this is where Mercy starts pointing out, this is where I think the veterans should hide. And it's like a couple hundred feet away from the base. And at the base, you can see this this rough opening with stalagmites and stalactites clearly visible even from the entrance. He'll point that out and say, I believe that's where you should start. And then he'll point to like on the other, so this is like next to the Colossus's right foot, this opening into the mountain. Then he'll point to basically the upper left shoulder and say, my small team will scale and start from the top on this side. Oh, we didn't establish a warforged to join you guys.
Right.
A volunteer named Guardian will join you.
Awesome.
Any last minute thoughts before you split up and start?
We're like within walking distance to where it won't take a bunch of time for us to like fully get there, right?
Yeah, you're only like 200 feet away at this point, and the veterans are kind of setting themselves up with these special camouflage blankets.
The one question is, I don't remember because I didn't write it down. Did Filch have his weapons with him?
I think
Yes.
we said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
I did not say this though. They were just kind of plopped on the ground.
Okay.
It looks like he fell. It just like straight up fell unconscious where he is, or dead where he is, and just his weapons are just kind of plopped on the ground next to him.
Cool.
When we start getting close to the entrance, I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself, so I'll have 5 temp HP, and if somebody makes a melee attack, they'll get 5 cold damage.
Hell yeah.
For as long as I have those temp HP.
Nice.
And that lasts for an hour.
Okay.
Big is this Colossus? Like, how tall is that in, like, measuring? Do we think?
White.
Yeah.
From ground to the top of the head, you can tell is over 300 feet.
Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know. That's fine.
Are we... Words are hard. Actually, I'll wait until we get closer to the thing, but I might cast something on Bast before we go in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I learned
what's,
something new, and it's really dope. So I'm gonna use it.
what's the name of the warforged with us again?
Guardian.
Guardian.
Guardian. Rand. What's Guardian's deal? Are they cool?
He seems generally friendly, like on the level of Mercy, but kind of like a little bit more focused. Like he's got this attitude of like task at hand, ready to go kind of deal.
Cool.
Oh, also, for the record, I also have mage armor on. I just can cast it at will because of warlock stuff. So
Nice.
if I forget to mention it, I usually have mage armor.
Yeah.
down.
I would say once we're like at the entrance and start walking into the foot, I would take Bast aside for a second and be like, since you and I are our most, close up right in front of the stuff fighters, we're all very incredibly talented and powerful, but just in case, I would like to assure that you come home to your family. So hold on a second. And she's gonna pull out 100 gold of diamond dust, which we do. I have like 300 more, so we're okay. And she's gonna sprinkle it on her hands, and she's gonna just like pat your face down. Just pap, 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 pap. And she's casting on you stone skin, and so what it does is it turns the flesh of a willing creature as hard as stone, and so until it ends, it's concentration, so I have to focus. But you have resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So you basically have rage bonus of like
Nice.
resistance.
Damage is halved.
Yeah, for specifically bludgeoning, non-magical, which it sounds like they do, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Jesus.
Which is fucking upfront combat.
Nice.
Nice.
It's so cool.
Yeah. So I have to concentrate now. Yeah.
So you just gave Best highlighter.
Yeah. I made her like she doesn't get the rage bonuses of like
Yeah.
of
Damage
punching
and
things, but you get
athletics.
you get the same resistances that a barbarian gets with rage.
Nice.
Yeah. I know. And that just comes with my fucking class. So I good luck.
Slap me.
I appreciate you, but
Slap me.
all right. I gotta get to my actions. Unarmed strike. All right. She takes her meaty little fist and she's gonna whap at you. Boop. She's gonna whap at you. Boop.
Oh no!
Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
My unarmed strike does 8 bludgeoning damage.
What does it mean when I have resistance to it? though?
4.
Half damage.
So
You
she
just
just slacks you right in the fucking face.
Christ, Alaska.
Alaska just punched a
Which-
cat in the face.
I would also like to say that even at half, I believe that is a higher unarmed strike damage roll
Yeah.
than anyone else in this fucking team can do.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm gonna go. Huh, huh, huh. I'm ready for this.
All right, I apologize that I just punched you in the face. I knew it would connect.
And I'm gonna give her a little pat on the butt. Let's go.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
Okay.
My unarmed strike is literally just 2.
Yeah. Most
Nice.
people's. Didn't we decide that someone's unarmed strike last time did negative damage?
I have a -1.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you just accidentally put
I-
someone's hair behind their ear, like really stupidly?
Yeah, I go in for the punch, but I do a put hair behind the ear, and
Yeah,
my
you
hand
just-
plants on
You
the
just
wall
gently caress with the back of your hand.
Yeah.
I'm doing Pride and Prejudice, like, my darling.
It falls into
I-
a soothing massage, and they feel restored by 1 hit point.
I had a character that did that too.
Oh yeah,
And-
Trige.
Trige did that, and I actually kick healed someone. It was pretty incredible.
That's
Nice.
really funny.
Stunning.
Okay. So we're at like exactly an hour in. So
Yep.
let's take a super quick break, and then we'll get into it with the split teams doing their thing. We'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. All right, we're in. We're back. So the teams are split now. The plans are in place that Mercy and so there are 4 scouts somewhere. You did not see them approaching, but the 2 scouts that came back generally said they're kind of finishing making their rounds, and then we'll meet someone somewhere at some point. Since we did not communicate with them specifically what the plan is, and Mercy's crew has no method of communication like you guys do. Mercy went off with 4 other warforged to scale what would be your right, but the Colossus's left foot, to scale that side, basically get to the top and try to find a way in to work their way down, while you guys start at the cave entrance on your left side's foot and try to work your way in and up.
Sweet.
The veterans are just a few hundred feet away, hiding in camouflaged blankets and tents as a sort of last resort if any sort of big conflict were to arise. And as you guys are approaching the cave entrance, you will see, and especially Odysseus, you'll recognize this right away, a small outflow of a like gray shimmering liquid
And that's coming out of the...
coming out of the cave.
Okay.
We are here.
Map.
Oh, we're all the way at the bottom. Oh yeah.
As we have traveled, Odysseus has messaged, not spoken, so Guardian does not know this yet,
Okay.
about, I believe, about basically what she learned about Filch's body and where it is.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to be like, hey man, I don't know. Or I guess as we were traveling, can we ask Guardian if he knew Filch? Like, were they buds too?
You can ask him that.
That's a good idea.
Old war buddies.
Yeah.
I am fat fingering everything right now. I've met Filch, but I did not know him well. Do not know him well. Don't read into that.
Okay.
Sure.
Do not know him well. We believe that he may be here, and it is our hope to rescue him in one sense, if that is even possible. Details, though, I'm leaving with the team.
Fair. Does anyone else have the black flashing on and off?
Yeah,
Like the dark.
I reset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I refreshed the page and it stopped.
Okay.
And
No worries, I'm gonna refresh the
have-
page and then the music's gonna stop.
I have everybody has dark vision at 60 feet except our Warforged friend. Is that correct?
Can you not see?
I know that Pumpkin doesn't have dark vision, but
She's got cool goggles, right?
oh, she's got the lantern. I forgot
Yeah.
the lantern. Let's
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and the goggles. Yep. Double checking.
The music did stop for me, but it like
Yep.
paused.
We'll see. I might leave and re-enter, so I might have to move around for like a hot second while we figure
Here,
out.
let me stop the music. Anybody that wasn't hearing it before, just log out and log back in again, and then I'll start it back up.
Yeah, it says nothing's currently playing.
Beep, boop, 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 boop.
Is Andrea the only one?
I'm getting back
Relogging
in.
right
Hold
now?
on a sec. Launch game.
Lunch game?
Launch.
Lunch.
Lunch game.
Lunch game.
I have re-entered. Putting pineapple on pizza. Determining scale sizes. Read calculating splines. I appreciate that it says that on occasion.
Mhm.
Remember when everyone was like, pineapple on pizza? And I was like, yo, The real conversation about Hawaiian pizza is why is there a big hot slab of meat under the cheese that's going to hit you in the chin as soon as you bite in?
I
For real.
see. I am on the side of no pineapple on pizza because I don't care for pineapple anyway. So it being on pizza does not determine the level to which I care about the pineapple.
Yeah,
Fair.
It's not
pineapple's
the
great.
it's not
Okay.
the combination that upsets you. It's one
Right. It's the fact that pineapple exists. Yeah.
Okay, so now music is playing. It's pretty soft, but you should all be able to hear it.
I see that it's playing, but my ears have not figured it out yet.
It's very
Yep,
cool.
it's playing. I
Okay.
just if I crank the volume, I can usually tell.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we are at this entrance to a cave. Is there any special things I need to tell you other than the ooze coming out of it?
Can you see what the ooze is now?
It's not water.
But is it like blood of warforged? Is it like, I don't know, oil? Is it like the sort of various goos that you put in hydraulics?
Yeah.
Can I touch it and see if it burns my hand?
Yeah, so as you're starting to check it out, Guardian will go up to it and like kneel down and touch it himself and say, I believe this is the gray matter.
How of the engine?
I do not know what it is for.
This shit is flammable. We're fucked.
I'm gonna hold up my hand with the goop on it, and I'm gonna see if it's flammable, and just like do a little fire on my hand.
Maniac.
Don't worry, I can get it. I could heal. It's all good.
Odysseus does say, you maniac.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any extra effect.
Cool.
Okay.
It feels like I think it's safe to say you've like maybe cooked a meal before in character, so you would know what like a lard or like a cooking
like, it's
oil would
greasy.
feel like. Yeah, like it's greasy
Sure.
and much thicker than water, but I shouldn't say much thicker than water. It's like oily.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the sort of engine grease you get in a tube as opposed to something you get in like a vessel that you pour.
Yes. And I
Got it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ah. Yeah.
The very
Um,
first line is the flammable liquid. But then-
No. you dip your finger in it and check it out. And you see it drip, and when you look back down at the ground where it drips, Kazan, you see a reflection in the liquid. So like there's
Oh.
enough of it that you can see like part of like a reflection of you.
Okay.
But you are so severely warped and twisted in your reflection that you almost don't even recognize it as you. Like your face has gotten bulbous, and you've got like what are they called? Like cysts,
pustules?
like pustules all across your skin in the parts that you can see. Like your
Right.
face is so swollen that like it's got one of your eyes shut. You just look like this abomination of yourself.
It's the bloodborne goop? Oh no.
That's strange and weird. All right.
Yeah, nobody look in the gray matter. It's really gross.
Point
Got
taken.
Guardian, do you see a reflection when you look into that?
You just said no one should look at it.
He simply nods and says, "That is unpleasant."
Buddy.
All right. Well, shall we start wandering in?
Yes.
Great. That's the
That is interesting. Okay.
Are we
We
going?
good? I'm gonna start doing a move.
Yeah.
Start
Okay.
waddling in.
Oh geez.
Doing a move.
Where you going?
I think Alaska is riding bones.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I have pumpkin control too.
And
Sorry. Go ahead.
the tunnel that I saw in the vision, was the goo just like down. It wasn't flowing into the space. It was down towards the end.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you pause here for a second.
Okay.
This area that you're in right now, you can see corpses of recently fallen human soldiers bearing fine weapons and well-oiled armor scattered across the cavern here, including a couple of what look like occupied suits of armor.
So there's just corpses?
Yes.
Do we recognize, because if they're in uniforms and armor, do we recognize any insignia or marking on them that could tell us why they were here?
Or if they look like the veterans team at all.
Make a medicine check. Not medicine check. Investigation.
Investigation.
I cannot help you with that.
Cool.
Okay. You'll notice, yes, there are insignia, but they don't match anything that you've seen out of anybody between like the veteran group and the warforged. You will see that there is a thick layer. Like, it's hard to see with the naked eye, but your investigation was so thorough that you can see like what is actually a thick layer of a powdery residue. You first notice it on like the suits of armor, and then you see that it actually like coats everything, like to the floors beneath you and the walls around you, and you'll notice ever so subtly that you're leaving footprints from where you walked in this residue.
Can I investigate what this powder is?
Yeah, Arcana check.
Know what that?
Oh no.
Okay.
It's
32.
the powder that's flammable.
Okay, so in character, Odysseus, you know that this is very detailed, but I promise there's a point.
Yes.
Like, everybody who has access to magic has different avenues of access to magic, right? But they all, in one way or another, tie into what is called the weave.
Logan is flipping out.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
geeking out right now.
I'm yeah, sorry.
It all the like common denominator for all magic is this weave. It's like the cosmic force that is magic. That magic wielders essentially tap into in order to use their magic, regardless of how they got their magic. Think of it like the Force in Star Wars.
Got it.
And with that, you know that when magic is used, it can leave a sort of identifying print on whatever it touches. Like a healing magic can leave a lingering divine effect on the target that was healed, or magical fire can leave certain scorch marks that don't only look like scorch marks, but they can leave like a lingering detectable magic on them. This powder has a very, very subtle lingering magic to it. And then you'll put 2 and 2 together. 32 is ridiculous. So
Yeah,
we'll
you
put
rolled a
2
19.
I didn't even crit.
You'll
Yeah.
put 2 and 2 together. You could swear that this powder has to be some sort of like physical evidence of whatever the big burst of magical energy was that was the day of mourning.
Yeah, I was about to ask, we're in the Mournland, right? So this is
Yes.
evidence of the thing that caused everybody to die.
Yes.
And that was a long time ago, and these bodies are.
That was actually only a few years
2
ago.
years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was basically like it was the Thanos snap. Like everything just stopped.
Mhm.
And so I would assume this is just the Thanos snap dust.
But the bodies
That's-
are still there.
But the bodies are still there.
Oh, that was one additional detail. From what you can tell of the actual like flesh, not just like the weapons and armor, this magical burst has preserved these bodies. They are not actually recently
Yo.
deceased. They must have been here when the burst of magic happened, and the lingering magic preserved their bodies from decay.
But they had died before the burst.
as part of the burst.
Yeah.
So it's part of the burst, and their bodies have been preserved.
Yes.
And when you say preserved, like
They look recently dead. They died 2 years ago.
right, but within that concept, like a revivify spell would not consider them because it is a time, not a like level of corruption.
Sure.
Right.
Got it.
Wacky schmacky.
Wackadoo schmackadoo, indeed.
That's really cool. That's not
That
what I
is
thought
super
it was,
cool
but that's really
and
cool.
really disconcerting and a bummer.
Oh dear. And it's just human bodies here, and they looked as if they were fighting together, not against each other.
Correct.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. And the question that I did have, though, is we saw Filch's body was at the end of a tunnel where the goo was not coming down the tunnel. It was sort of at the end opening of the tunnel.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was flowing. Like you couldn't tell it which direction it was flowing. It just kind of like went across your vision,
Got it.
not
Okay.
toward or away from Filch necessarily.
Okay.
Oh, here, this guy.
No, it's fine.
Let's see here. Okay. So Guardian is checking things out with you guys, and being in line with his group's nature of taking what they can as long as it doesn't belong to someone else. He's going to pick up one of the really nice swords that's on the ground, and you'll all feel this like swirl of air, like a gust of wind came from the entrance of the cave, and this sword is going to like leap out of his hand and swing at him. Another sword pops off the ground and begins to approach you guys, and 2 suits of armor stand up seemingly on their own. We need to roll initiative.
God damn it.
My goodness.
That's funny. That's so fun. That is really cool, though.
Maybe we stop touching things, gang. Hell yeah, my 0 initiative. And Logan, are you good rolling for?
Oh, yeah.
Pumpkin?
Thank you for reminding me. This will be +9, so
Woo.
12. 12 for pumpkin.
Okay, so I've got that's for Kazan. Okay. Kazan
What
is
was that for pumpkin again? 12?
Yep, 12 for pumpkin.
55. Damn. Boston 16. Where's Boss? There we go. And Pumpkin is a 3. What was Pumpkin's modifier?
Pumpkin's modifier is +9.
Oh, so it's 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. I really should start working on like macros to be like, boop, here's everything instead of having to like click through all this stuff. Player token. Boom.
Ah, swords.
Whoa.
On top of. I'm gonna. Yeah. You were on top of one. Kazan.
Oh no.
That was Pumpkin.
There was one buried beneath my feet. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Okay, so it's clear that these things are attacking you, and all of you would know that these are like enchanted weapons and armor. Probably at least heard of them before, maybe encountered some of them before. They're not incredibly dangerous, but you know that they're not like intelligent enough to be like preserve myself. They just kind of attack anything that is alive nearby. So We start with Odyssea.
Oh dear.
No, your name is Odysseus.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Jesus.
I think the only thing that Odysseus can do in this moment is she is going to quickly cast Bless, and Bless, a 3rd level Bless, will hit everyone in the party. So Kaz, Pumpkin, Bost, Alaska, and Guardian all have a D4.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
D4 for what again?
I think
Bless is attack, roll, saving throws,
Okay.
great.
basically most stuff. And then I guess she's just going to pull out her sword and be like, I guess I'm ready. Oh no, I don't like this.
Okay. Anything else?
I have nothing else I can do.
Okay. That brings us to the swords.
The woods.
The
The swords.
swords.
So woods.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh. Okay.
I don't fucking know.
I misread something on the stat block. This thing's gonna float over to Kazan here and take a slash, and the one right next to Odyssea is gonna slash at you. There are no additional things or multi-attacks, so it's just a single roll each. 14 against Kazan and a 6 against Odyssea.
Amazing.
Miss.
Miss.
All right, you're just flailing around at you. That brings us to Bost.
All right, so I'm gonna come right over here. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm moving the map.
How I feel most of the time.
I come right over here and flank Kazan. And then I'm gonna hit with see. You know what? Let's hit with Fire Sword.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And do I have to use a bonus action to? Yeah. So first off, I'm gonna use bonus action to make it fire.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna say burn it up, and that's my command word for fire.
Burn it up.
Burn it up.
Burn it up.
Burn it up.
So so I'm hitting this bad boy. Whoop, whoop. Come on, buddy. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
And the
So then that's 8.
Did you do advantage?
plus-
You're flanking.
Ah!
Fish for that crit.
fish for the crit.
Fish, fish. Ooh.
Nope.
Okay, so 8
so
piercing and 4
24
fire.
Yeah, 8 piercing and 4 fire.
Okay.
And then for my second, how can I do it? Do you right click it to do advantage? No, you don't. How do you do advantage? Just like on it.
When you click on it in D&D Beyond, if you're using the extension, it should pop up with a window that says like normal roll.
Nope.
It just goes.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, then it must not be working, right?
Okay, so 15 with 8 and 8. If a 15
15
hits,
does not hit.
boo.
You have bless.
Oh, right.
do
Add a
have-
D4.
Add a D4. That could
Roll
change it.
D4.
Okay. So
18 does not
18?
hit. Oh, it does. It does hit. It does hit.
Oh, instead of
all
meets a
right.
pizza?
Yep.
Pizza.
Nice.
8. AC
Uh,
18.
So 8 and 8, piercing and fire damage. So that is yeah, so that's my action. My bonus action was to do the thing. And no, I'm not gonna do the double down just yet.
Yeah, you got. I was like, save that for later in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not
We're
worth
gonna be
it.
done with this in 3 turns.
Yep. Okay.
And are you doing the weapon mastery stuff so it gets vexed?
Oh right, Vex. Fuck. So he would have gotten Vex on the first one too.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Vex?
It should be in features and traits, I think.
Yeah,
Or it'll
if
be
you
under
hit
the
a
short
creature
sword.
with a rapier, you deal damage to it, and you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. Oh, so I would have had like double.
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah.
Well, the
So-
end
Which,
of-
if it
end
moves
of
Yeah,
out
it
of the
turn-
doesn't. It doesn't stack though. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
So-
if it moves out of the way for some reason and you no longer have flanking, you still have advantage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Cool.
mostly doing the advantage for Kazan.
Sure.
And I
So.
appreciate you so much because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. That'll bring us to Kazan.
I'm gonna do a booming blade on the animated armor. That's not my character sheet, so we're gonna go to my character sheet. And we're gonna make a attack at advantage. Hopefully that rolls in d20. It did not roll in roll 20, but on D&D Beyond, I got a nat 1 and a nat 20 on those rolls.
Yo!
Nice. Okay. So this
Good
thing's
out.
dead.
Hold on, we gotta roll for the damage. We gotta do the damage.
Roll for the
Yeah,
damage.
it's fun to see.
It'll be so 2d6 plus 7 is 12 plus 7, which is 19
Plus
plus
6,
16
plus 12. Wait, 2d6 is 12.
Plus 7.
plus
Yeah.
7 is 19, and then plus 2d8 for booming blade,
Oh,
which is 16.
Yup.
So 19 plus 16.
35.
Okay.
Plus 24 because you're adding 12 and no, 28 for the
30
12 and the 16. 38. Jesus.
30, yeah.
Okay.
30.
So you,
yeah,
with this
35.
attack, you go so far beyond the remaining hit points of this thing that it just like shatters into a bunch of pieces, and then like fasteners and leather straps are just like scattered all over the place. And you can now see that the armor was unoccupied. It was truly an animated armor. And there's one more and 2 swords still coming at you guys. So anything else for Azin?
That is it for me. I do not have a bonus action that I want to do. And I'm not gonna provoke the attack of opportunity, so I'll just sit here.
Good call.
Okay. The remaining armor is going to actually go for Guardian here.
Oh.
Oops, wrong one. With 2 slam attacks. 23 and 7. The 23 hits. For a grand total of 3.
Heck,
Wow.
really do.
It's gonna stay there. We get to Pumpkin.
Pumpkin? What's Pumpkin gonna do? I've been trying to figure it out. We're gonna do. We'll go for a Thorn Whip, I suppose.
Mm.
Fun.
So this'll be plus 10 to hit. 14 to hit, which I do not think does, unfortunately.
Against the armor or the sword?
Against the armor, yes, excuse me.
The armor, that will not hit.
All right, that is very unfortunate.
Do you have the bless on that?
I do not have the bless on that.
Oh.
Let's see if it hits the 4. It hits the floor!
Nice. That hits then.
Split.
Hell yeah. That'll be 3d6 damage. And it would pull, but it can't get any closer to Pumpkin. So 3 of these guys. That'll be 13
Solid.
piercing damage.
Nice.
Did you
and
roll that
that'll-
at advantage because you were? Are you technically?
Oh,
flanking?
flanking.
with
Yes.
Guardian?
It's I'm not sure specifically how
Sure.
this works or how
Oh,
Thorn Whip
sure.
works because it's like I don't know if it's a ranged spell attack, so I rolled it at neutral.
Oh, fair.
So
Thorn whip.
yeah.
It might be
believe-
ranged.
It is a melee spell attack.
It is a
Cool.
melee
So it
spell
is a-
attack. Yep.
Let's go. So we'll do this one more time. Crit. No crit, but it
No
hits
crit.
better.
All right. Anything else for Pumpkin?
That'll be it for Pumpkin.
Right.
All right. Guardian's turn. He's gonna take 2 melee attacks at advantage. Oh, it's not giving me the advantage option either. Something must be wrong with the.
I don't know that I've ever had it
extension.
unless it's like the only thing I've ever had the advantage option on is like insight because we have
Like it's on the
Advantage on
sheet.
insight.
Oh, but
Yeah.
it's on your sheet, so it's automatically rolling that. But when you roll attacks, it's supposed to give you it's supposed to give you a pop-up window that says public roll, and then you can select like public versus just roll to the GM. And then after that, it's supposed to give you another pop-up where you can select like normal, advantage, disadvantage, etc.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that.
But it's
I
not
had
doing that for me
Exactly
today.
One time.
I clicked the little plugin option, and then there is a drop-down menu that you can choose how to do it, where you always roll normal, always
Sure.
roll with advantage or disadvantage, or have it ask every time that you want to roll.
Oh.
Yeah.
There is a
But it's
drop-down.
also one of those things that it's just constantly going through updates, so it might just be
Yeah.
just bugged right now.
I'd rather just
Not a
click
big
it
deal.
twice and hope
Yeah.
that they both show up.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of these hits 8 bludgeoning damage or slashing damage on this guy. And then we are on Alaska.
Sweet. She's gonna kick into Bones and he's gonna ride over here. Clunk, 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 clunk. Oh, I clicked the wrong guy. Clunk, clunk, clunk. And first she's gonna attack at the sword. With her first attack, I can't imagine I will need a second attack on the sword, but hey, let's find out. She's just doing this one-handed and she has her shield in her other hand. Okay. 21 to hit.
Oh, that hits.
That's 9 slashing damage, and then I also get, is it just 1d8, or do I do 2d8 now? 2d8 radiant, so let me add that. Boop. 2. So 9 slashing and 11 radiant damage on this sword.
Sorry, say again. 4 and 7. Okay,
Yeah, that's the radiant damage.
got it.
And then I got the 9 slashing. How does the sword
Oh,
look?
the sword falls to the ground in 8.
Great, I knew that was going to happen. So then she's going to continue to run and hit this gentleman here for her second attack. Actually, just to see if it happens, she's gonna say, "Get him, Bones," and Bones is gonna try and bite the armor
Nice.
to get his attack in. Bones.
Get him,
He's not gonna hit him, but let's find out. Bite.
Nope.
Nope, didn't think so. That's okay. That's okay, Bones. Well, he tried and he missed, and so now Alaska's gonna do her second attack on this gentleman with her long sword. Boop. Just the first one is the 28 to hit. I can add a
Okay.
d4 if I need to.
You do not.
All right. So it's 12 slashing damage, and then I will add my 2 d8s of. The Divine Smite is every hit, right? Or is it just the first one in my...
I believe it's just the first one after
Okay,
you
cool.
cast it.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have
no,
to
it's
spend
the-
extra spell slots.
I don't cast it. It just like happens.
Oh, the improved one where it just does damage automatically.
fucking does it,
is-
yeah.
Yeah, that is every hit, yes.
Great.
That's crazy.
Ah, okay.
I know.
Oh, the
Why I
class
picked it.
feature Divine Smite, not the spell.
Yeah.
Got it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
when you hit with a melee weapon attack, no other qualifiers. Cool.
I do also want to say, before resolving that, Andrea, you just said something that I want to point out for everybody. Asking if rolling extra dice that you have could make a difference. It's not always as cut and dried as hit versus miss.
Sure.
There are some creatures and abilities and stuff that have an extra clause of like, if you beat the DC by so much. So sometimes that can matter. I will need help remembering that. So if you guys
Sure.
can help with that. But in this case, that doesn't happen. It's just good to
Yeah.
know.
I was like, if 28 wasn't enough of a threshold, I can make that threshold higher.
Right.
Point being, we've got 13 slashing and 2 radiant.
Against the armor,
Yes.
which will plop it to the ground in pieces.
Hey!
Oh, yeah.
A single sword remains. Anything
Great,
else for
uh,
Alaska?
Huh?
Anything else for Alaska?
No, I did enough.
Okay,
I did bones.
Done enough.
back up to Odysseia.
Okay. Let's see here. So the only sword left is the one in front of Kazan.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a total of like 30 hit points, maybe?
Okay. She's just going to open her hand, and a mote of light is going to release from her. It's going to look like a candle flame. And I'm going to make a ranged spell attack. Ooh.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I rolled a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh, I love Starry Wisp. It's such a
I'm
cool
very
one.
excited about this, and it is going to take 3d8 damage, which is only 11, and it is going to emit dim light in a 10-foot radius
Oh, fun.
till the end of my next turn. So it's just going to, the sword is going to glow, and then it will take 11 radiant damage. I
Okay.
think, is it 11 plus anything? Oh, it's plus 5. No, it's not. I can't read. One
Yeah,
second.
for
It's just
spells.
It's already adding your modifiers. So you rolled. Oh no, it didn't. It's just 3d8.
I don't have, for some reason, I don't have a modifier on this, even though all my other damage spells have a plus 5. Which I don't really understand why that is, but
Are all of your other spells? This is like
this is a bard spell.
this is a bard
Oh,
spell.
sure.
Okay,
That makes sense.
That'll be why.
So it just takes 11 damage. and then
Okay.
it's fireballs.
Anything else?
No.
Okay,
Good
the
job,
sword is
Michael.
going to attempt to retaliate against Kazan right here.
I dare it. Hit me.
I like dungeons like this because they throw in mixes of like super easy to medium to hard
Yeah.
encounters, and like, this is obviously one of the super easy ones.
Yeah.
So 11 to hit, probably not.
Nope, does not.
Will bring us to Bust.
Oh, hit it with my sword.
Ting.
I'm gonna say, shut up, bitch.
Feels right.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
Nice.
21 hit.
Yep, and so that's
7-5.
that's 7 damage. You basically meet it like in a duel, sword against sword, and you'll hear the metallic ping of them connecting, but then the blade will just kind of break at the contact point, and boss for you, it'll feel like you just cut through like a really thick fabric, and you can all feel this little burst of magical energy as if it's like dissipating, and the 2 pieces of the sword just fall to the ground. We're out of initiative.
Woo!
Woo!
How's everybody doing? I believe in my quick watching of things, I believe Kazan, did you get whacked? Are you okay?
Nope, I avoided all of the
Great.
incoming swings.
Guardian, how are you doing, sir?
He's just gonna kind of like look at himself, and you'll see like a scuff mark on his chest where he got hit once by the animated armor, and he'll just say, "I'm fine."
Great. We're all feeling good. We're all feeling okay. Do you feel okay, Bones? Did you do a good job?
He's just gonna be like open mouth breathing at you, like wagging his tail, like.
That's right. Bones did a good job.
Maybe one of your like flagons, you've replaced the wine just with peanut butter that you attempt to
Yeah. Just like that squeezable peanut butter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we need to get someone in the Bastion on making him some doggy treats. Like, just someone do like a good berry, but they're all just dog treats.
They all have like.
There you go.
They all have like Angus beef flavored.
Yeah.
Berries.
I love it.
I'm gonna make a star good berry dog treats so that
There
I
you
try
go.
and remember that.
Okay, so
Bones.
with the commotion settled, you now see two paths ahead of you, one going to the east and one going up to the north and curving away to the east as well.
I think we should take this first one.
This first one?
Yes.
All right.
Wherever you'd like to go.
I think Filch is here.
Wait, this first one as in the one that the stuff is leading, like the goop is leading out of, or the one that
It's
is
going past it.
Okay, so this one. Phew.
Yes.
Great. All right, sounds good.
Ba-doop.
Okay. You'll see a split ahead, Odysseia, and as you're approaching it to the south there, you can hear, I'm gonna have you stop there. You can hear ever so subtly the occasional it sounds like a scratching sound.
What kind of scratching?
It's so subtle that it's like very hard for you to tell, even with your like, the only reason you can hear it at all is because of your crazy passive perception.
Sorry.
But it's in it, listening to it for a few seconds, you can hear it's like in a repeating pattern. Like it's a very subtle scratch for like a second, and then it stops for 2 seconds, and then it scratches again for a second, and then stops for 2. But then also at the very end of your vision, you can see the blue and red feet of Filch on the ground.
Where? Up? Down?
Up to the northeast.
I mean, she's going to go to that. Carefully, but she's going to go
Okay.
to here.
Yep. And you see exactly what you saw in the scrying. Filch's body is just kind of plopped onto the ground like he just suddenly fell. His spear and sword just kind of flopped onto the ground next to him. And
He
around you,
also-
you can't really see anything new. It's just the rock and tunnels that you've been seeing. Sorry, go ahead.
Is he also covered in dust?
No.
Ah.
Mm.
Within the
question.
dust around his body, is there dust around his body as seen in the previous chamber?
Yes. Like on
Is-
the ground and the walls,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Are there any markings within the dust surrounding his body?
Ooh. Make this is gonna be a survival check.
Okay.
Can I help with that and
Excuse me.
also kind of like
I got a
give you
20.
advantage for also peruse the area?
Oh, you can?
Yeah, giving you advantage.
Thank you.
If you have proficiency in survival, you can
I do.
help.
That's why I
Okay.
asked.
Okay, yeah.
Second roll's
Oh
20.
yeah.
So this is not a trap, but you will, just because you'll be able to see your surroundings, you do have to like go to the body to like see what's going on. And I'm gonna say, Alaska, in order to help you would also have to be right there.
Sure.
And
with
now, like getting to here, you'll see this is the 3 tunnels that you saw. So this is the spot you saw in scrying. So this is like at least evidence that Filch's body hasn't been moved since you
Okay.
scryed on him. The survival 27, you see his footsteps leading like in the very subtle dust powder, You'll see his footsteps coming from exactly the same way you just came. You will see 3 different sets of footprints also coming from that direction, and then going back that direction and to the tunnel to the south. The other footprints are much larger and look like human feet with toes.
Wait, hold up. So they're really big feeties.
Yeah.
But they're humanoid feeties.
Yes.
So like giant? Are there giants in this realm?
Yeah. You can tell from their size if they are giants, they're small giants.
Like giant ogre situation. Like I was thinking like ogre situation maybe.
Or
Like,
Or orc.
Or orc. Yeah, like a big orc.
Okay.
And then you can see like
What's that face, Sam?
some like, I don't know what to call it, like impact marks, like disturbances in the dust that would indicate like the spear and the sword clanging on the ground and bouncing once or twice before settling where they are.
Okay.
You, with your 27, with all that evidence, you would reasonably assume in character that Filch was attacked here and knocked unconscious.
Can I do a medicine check to see if Filch is like unconscious or dead?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can you scry on something dead?
25.
In my world, yes.
Okay.
There isn't anything explicitly written about, like, if you would, the way I see it, if you would scry on someone and they're dead, you would scry on their body.
Okay, fair.
Where did I go? Okay. You don't really have enough knowledge of Warforged to be able to tell if he's alive or dead, but Guardian will join you. Can I show the? Really obnoxious to have only one token for all these guys, but they have different names.
Yeah.
Nameplate, yes. I'll figure that out at the next break. Guardian will help you, and will say he is alive, and then at that moment, Filch's like eyeball lights will light up, and he'll like quickly swing around, grab at his sword on the ground, and like take a power stance at you guys. See Guardian, and immediately relax and just stand up.
Okay.
Alright,
Alaska would
that
have also
was-
taken her sword out. And then been like, greetings and salutations. My name is Alaska Jane. We are with a friend of yours. I don't know if you recognize Guardian here. We're also we're buddies of Mercy. How are you doing today, sir?
You know Mercy.
Yes.
You know where he
Yes,
is.
Around? He's in the general vicinity. I don't have an immediate, location of his body, of his personage, but he is also with us. Are you okay?
I was hit by something. I don't know what day it is.
Do you know whom you were hit by?
No.
Do you know why you are here?
I came here looking for Mercy.
Insight check.
Yeah.
My -1 with advantage is gonna do some real fucking knowledge
Hello.
here.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
Will it?
Yes.
Did it roll
That's
low?
history. That's history.
That's history.
Fuck. Oh, well, I
Just
clicked insight.
take the same roll. What? So it's -1 instead of +7.
Yes, but I'm supposed to get advantage.
Oh yeah, roll one more time then.
Well, then I'm rolling this one on the actual insight
So that
button.
would be a 17.
Come on. Oh, see, now it's like, do you want to roll with advantage? Yeah. Oh, that looks great. Normal roll. Ah, that's better.
So
Nice.
18. Okay, so again, given that warforged like can't have facial expressions,
Sure.
hard to read, but there is still like personality interaction.
Sure.
You know what I mean by that? In like kind
Yeah.
of in a weirdly metaphysical way. I don't know how else to describe that. It's not like not seeing facial expressions turns off your ability to read a person.
Right.
So based on like again, hard to read, but you're getting a vibe that he's not lying.
Sure.
Okay.
I've been looking for him for 2 years. He's with you here?
Yes. We
Yes.
are we're here to make a plea, if you will, with the Lord of Blades and her brethren, to try and maybe chill their whole situation, and if not, we are ready to kick some ass and take some names. So Mercy has a team approaching from a different direction. We decided to take the main entrance, and super glad to have found you, friend of Mercy, who we know is a friend of Mercy's. You aren't at all maybe like attached to the like Lord of Blades or anything, are you?
Not at all. I have turned them down several times, but
Oh, thank God. That's very good to know.
you say you are here searching for them. Do you know them to be here?
We believe this is a stronghold of theirs. I think that's right.
If it wasn't a stronghold, it was going to be a place that they would be interested in. It was at very least a point of interest for them.
Yes.
Also, Mercy misses you very much and has been looking for you the whole time. Just want to make sure you know that. He has been looking.
Yes.
Make a deception check.
But that's true.
It's not true. The secret was that he didn't look for him yet.
We don't. I thought
know
the
that.
secret
That
was
wasn't
solely...
the impression I was getting. The impression was he
Yeah.
was really scared that his friend was gone and he was looking for him. He was like, I haven't seen my
Oh,
friend.
miscommunication then. No,
yeah,
part,
because
part
like
of the
was
secret.
very
secret-
specifically, we were told that the secret, the piece of secret that is secret, is he does not know whether or not his friend has joined the bad guys, but is worried that maybe he has. It's like the
Yeah.
Okay.
vaguest fucking piece of fact information.
Okay,
Okay,
I thought
my
that,
bad
I
then.
thought it
We
was
have to
he was
add it.
ashamed that he hadn't looked for his friend
No,
yet.
from what I
Okay,
understand,
that
it was
is part of it. That is part
great.
of
Okay, because
I
that's
missed that.
that's why we
Okay.
need you to type them up because like we are all pedantic.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
did I
my-
not put that in the secrets
No, we've
channel?
not gotten that one, and that's why
Oh.
we specified it even. And what you
bad.
said was the piece of secret was does not know if friend bad guy.
Got it.
Yeah, because my read on it was like
Or book
he
secrets.
had been searching for him and could not find because he hadn't seen his friend and he was terrified that the friend had turned. So as
Mhm.
Right.
like within this search, he felt he was like he felt guilt that he had both lost his friend and was scared that his friend had been lost.
Yeah.
Right. But very
Heard the
specifically, the
summary.
secret portion, from what I understood, was just thinks is bad, does not know if bad it or not. Like was the
Yeah, so-
only actual part that was the secret part.
Okay, so we're clarifying all this now.
Great.
Part of the secret is that Mercy has not specifically sought out Filch yet.
Great.
Okay. So I can accurately say Mercy has missed you deeply.
Yeah.
Correct.
Great. I'm gonna say that.
Now that we've got that figured out. Yeah, let me know what the secret is and then I will type it into the secrets page. Because I have something rough in there right now.
There.
Right.
It is there.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sorry, I said that first thing based on my interpretation of what had happened, and that is not correct.
Got it. Well,
So
that's
just
why
get-
that's why I'm perfectly fine with like if you think I missed something, we reconcile it. But also looking at our time, we're gonna take one more super quick break, guys.
Perfect.
And then we will come back to this conversation.
Okay.
We found Phil.
I mean, not yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not yet.
Someone's gonna say
you
greetings
have-
and salutations, and I'm gonna punch a hole through my screen.
We do have family members though. We do all have like
True.
I do have
family
I do have a
members.
lot of family members. You guys have to meet my Uncle Bunker.
I still am and will forever be very proud of that campaign. That was a
It was dope.
very good time.
It's so good.
But anywho, we're back.
Yeah.
And okay, so we're getting our bearings with Filch here.
Yep.
He's kind of dazed and confused, got knocked unconscious, doesn't really know what day it is, but recognized Guardian with you guys, so it's not hostile. You've gotten caught up that Mercy is around and like actively with you guys around here, just not immediately with you in this cavern.
Does
And
Guardian know what day it is?
yeah, he would have chimed in to clarify. I over the table don't immediately have like the calendar of what is today in front of me
Sure.
for Eberron, but we would have, I'm just going to say generically that they would have established that Filch has been unconscious for about 3 days.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
Does he
This
need any
is-
healing? Is he good?
Is that normal for Warforged to remain unconscious for long periods of time?
I think I said this before. I said I was going to say it again. It's kind of one of those like outside of the black and white mechanics of the game where like somebody attacks, if you're not killed, you're in initiative, and then you whack at each other until one of you's down. It's one of those that's more abstract, like someone or something clearly would have snuck up behind him and like whacked him hard enough across the head that he just got knocked out.
Yeah, that was mostly me asking kind of more in character about like if a Warforged is unconscious, do they not become reconscious until they are like prompted to, or do they like kind of fade back into consciousness like meat people do?
Gray area in like anatomy of of Warforged. So I'm gonna say in character you'd recognize it as like normal for people.
Normal for all people.
Yeah, you can be knocked out sometimes for just a couple minutes. Sometimes you could be knocked out, like you could be in a full coma if you got harmed enough to the point of like medical intervention being necessary for you to not die. So this would have been somewhere in between there. Like obviously was knocked out pretty hard, but like being jostled awake was enough to get him awake.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say immediately in this moment to this gentleman. So
Well,
Odysseia, would you
Yeah.
like to let Mercy know that we have Filch?
Ooh. That's actually a very good point.
while that's happening and you think of what to say, I'll double check. Like, are you, Filch, sir, are you feeling okay? Do you need any, any power ups, any, healing high fives? I am capable of multiple things. Would you like to join us in our continued searching and or fight against the Lord of Blades?
Well, considering that Mercy is with you in that endeavor, I will. I don't believe I need any assistance at the moment. I believe I was just struck by surprise, and I'm otherwise generally okay.
Nice. We call that a nap.
Filch, what are you doing in this place?
I came here in search for Mercy. I know that he has, since the war started, always coveted the holy orbs that are used to power these colossi, and I have operated on the assumption that he may be trying to find them. So I've been simply going to where they might be.
Coveted is a
you say-
strong word.
Yes, when you say coveted, do you mean that in a almost like a not healthy way, or just he's just very fascinated by them and puts a lot of value into them?
As I understand it, there are creatures in this world that practice what they call religion of various kinds. I would liken it to that, at least in a way. They are idols of sorts that are important to him and many other warforged.
Just wanted to double check because typically when where we come from, coveting is typically used as a word that you use for people who are greedy and want to take too much of a thing.
I would not call it an unhealthy sort of obsession, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, and then that's just what I wanted to clarify. But yes, we are working with Mercy, and we've gotten quite a few docents to him. So, and I'm sure he'll love to see that you have returned as well.
It will be very nice to be united again.
So I can sending Mercy at this moment.
Okay.
And say we have found Filch in good health. Have you made your way into the Colossus? We have 10 more words. Does anyone have any?
You could say that Filch is joining us.
Filch is joining us. See you soon, my guy.
Beautiful. My guy.
Okay.
My guy.
So you know with this is sending, right?
Yes.
You know with sending, there's like the action of you sending the message, a point immediately after that the message is received, and then potentially with a delay, a message can come back.
Yes.
So you will send that message. You will be able to feel through the magical energy that the message connects. But in that moment, all of you will feel this innate distress.
Oh.
That something is wrong. And you can tell that it is you just have this sinking in your chest. You can tell that it's coming from your sins. I need you to make either a Constitution save or let this happen. Your sins are trying to communicate to you.
Choose to fail.
That's a new face, Andrea.
Trying to decide what
I'm
to
gonna
do.
choose.
It's greed, babe. She wants.
I'm gonna choose to fail.
Between Sam and Andrea.
Logan, I love that we are the
Sounds like Sam's like, God damn it, and Andrea's like, what do I do?
I know. I'm trying to be like, what would she think?
Yeah. Also, what should I do for pumpkin?
I
Should
mean,
just
it's
make this
protected. I think my money says a pumpkin would fight it. I think because Alaska beat it the first time and incorrectly thinks she's superior to her sin. And also because it fully physically protected her from the book a different time, I think she will choose to fail. Or choose to accept.
Choose to let it happen.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Bast?
Sam.
I know, exactly. I'm doing the same thing except that my face does not allow for secrets.
So the thing is, Boss has been fighting this for so long.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was, what, 3 nights ago that she was finally like, all right, let's work together.
Mhm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't mean this to be leading in any way, but I'm gonna reword it. This is different from the original feelings you had of like something with, like at first for all of your sins, it was like something's trying to control you.
Right.
This is not that feeling. This is like a sort of fight or flight situation, like some shit's going down and your sin is trying to like tell you something's wrong.
Does this,
okay.
like, to put this kind of in context of when Alaska reached to try and close the book and her sin fought her, like, and I rolled a Constitution save and you said it felt like my sin was pushing me away from it.
Yes.
Does it feel like that?
In a way.
Okay.
Then yeah, she's gonna accept it.
Okay. Then all of you will, like, your eyes will sort of like roll back, so that like all of the whites of your eyes are showing, and you experience a vision. You are in the perspective of Mercy. Standing at the top of this mountain, you can see the head of the Colossus next to you. Your 4 warforged companions are with you, and you have just finished talking with another warforged who is accompanied by 3 others. Is this? Here we go. Oh, where'd you go?
Is he fucking working with the other? God damn it.
Okay.
Well, he's
This is
distressed, so
this
I'm
is
not-
complex. Hear me out.
Mhm.
But this is talking to.
Oh my
Yo!
god. What is she doing?
What isn't she doing?
Honestly, great question.
Yeah. You will see the 2 of them, like in the moment you establish this vision, that's the environment, and in that moment you can see that their hands are clasped together like this, and it's a familiar handshake that you saw like among companions at the Warforged camp.
Fuck.
And you're getting this feeling, like you're experiencing this as Mercy. You get this feeling that you have made a peaceful deal and the risk of conflict is avoided,
Oh.
and feel relieved. And then as part of that handshake, this is also familiar from several Warforged. You would have clocked this as like some of them are closer to each other than others. As part of that handshake, they like lean in and put their other hand like around the other one's neck and like touch foreheads. They both do that. And then you can feel this like pinch in the back of your neck, and you'll hear this like electrically sounding hissing, and you'll see these like dozens of little stringy tentacles like coming out around your neck from behind, and then wrap around you and sink into your warforged body, and have this moment of, oh fuck. And then you look at the Lord of Blades, and she simply says, "With regards, the commandment of pacifism is your undoing."
Yo!
And you can tell that it's not her voice saying this, even though it's her saying the words. It is Vecna's voice coming through her.
Hmm.
Okay, that complicates things.
And then you snap back into your bodies as you see yourself as Mercy turning and going back toward the Colossus.
Wait. As in something was embedded within him?
You could feel when you were like from Mercy's perspective, you could feel something like forcibly latch onto like the spinal column in your neck, and these strings like wrapped around and sunk in. So like some kind of mechanical machinery thing
Sure.
integrated itself into Mercy, and now Mercy has like a different approach to doing things. You couldn't really fully clock what that was before the vision was over, but it doesn't feel good.
Right.
Who doggy?
Okay. Did he get my message?
Oh, I forgot to mention the timing. Your message was sent at
Right.
the moment he had the oh shit, and
Okay.
you would have heard Odyssea's message go into Mercy's mind at the moment that oh shit was happening, and now he does not respond.
Cool.
Not good. That's deeply bad.
That's so deeply bad. It's so deeply bad, I don't know what to do about it. Here's a stupid question. Did it feel like as we were experiencing this vision, that we were also aware that everyone else was experiencing it with us?
No.
Great. So Alaska's gonna go. Team, I'm so sorry. I think that my incredibly unique connection to Vecna has led me
Mercy
to...
is Vecna now. No, the Lord of the Blades is what? Vecna is here? What?
I don't believe that he's here. But that whole commandment, I heard the commandment word, which is akin to his attaching, which is the cube. The cube is a commandment.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is also a commandment, then what the fuck is he? Okay, so more worried about Mercy. Apologies, to our two Warforged friends here. I think we experienced something that you guys did not experience. So like, time out for a second, and we're gonna chat. So what do we do about that?
They'll both be looking at each other, and then you guys, like, you can't, obviously, again, not facial expressions,
Right.
but between them just kind of looking back and forth and not saying anything, you can tell they're confused.
Sure.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, quick rundown. It seems like Mercy is just our Warforged friends. It seems like Mercy was able to strike up a deal with the Lord of the Blades. Well, that bitch is terrifying looking. I don't know if you guys have seen her before, but who doggy, that's gonna be a problem.
I don't think he was. I think it was all a trick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she definitely tricked him, but
She tricked him. So he didn't strike a deal with her.
I think he thought he was striking a deal.
He
with
thought
her.
I thought he was, but then he wasn't. So there was no deal. There was no deal.
Right, I was getting there. In an attempt to strike a deal, and then was immediately double-crossed by the Lord of Blades. Point being, we may not have the help of our Warforged friends when we get to the fight with the Lord of Blades. So if you guys could help us, we know what the friends that we know what the Warforged that we've met already look like. So if we just do our best not to like entirely hit them in an attempt to keep our friend Mercy and also the Warforged that we have previously met alive and okay to some extent, if they're pacifist, if the thing that we just heard was that the commandment of pacifism will be their undoing.
Vecna said that to us.
Huh?
In the vision.
Was that said to us?
Yeah, Vecna said that to us.
Said it to Mercy, and you and the sins. You would understand this to be the case in character, regardless of insights, because this is part of how I'm like connecting you to your sins.
Great.
The sins reacted to the reveal of a commandment.
Right.
And now you're learning that the commandments are like way more abstract than you might have assumed. For like, the cube is a commandment. That is a thing that is bad.
Right.
That you could see, right? But now you're seeing that like some kind of artificer's device was implanted into a warforged.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily that the device itself is a commandment. It's more like the intention behind creating it.
Right.
Was the commandment, and now it's like activated.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my brain, one of two things happens. Either because of the phrase, the commandment of pacifism will be your undoing, or as close to that as my brain remembered when I wrote it down.
Yeah, and he was saying that to Mercy.
Right.
To Mercy.
You still know through your Vecna's link thing.
Yes.
That Vecna doesn't know
Right.
that people actively trying to figure out something to do against him is you.
Right.
So that was just Vecna communicating to Mercy, and your sins allowed you to have that connection to witness it from Mercy's perspective.
I agree. So what I was going to say was that based on the fact that Mercy went in pacifistic, if you will, in my brain, one of two things is going to happen. Either he is being punished by the Lord of Blades for the fact that he tried to strike a deal, and is going to be turned against us, or he's been shut down and he is going to have to do a pacifism and he's not going to be allowed to fight. Those are, in my brain, one of the two things that are happening. So either we go in there and we have to fight our friends and also the bad guys, or he's going to have to stand there and watch. So I feel like we should be prepared for both options.
100%.
Or whatever is attached to him.
Or we
needs to
clock
be
it off and he
removed.
becomes a good guy. Yeah.
In this vision, what did his 4 companions do?
Oh, that's a good question.
You would have been able to see very briefly that they were watching this happen. Again, no facial expressions, so very difficult to observe like insight related things. You would have
But
seen
we're warforged. We are in his mind. We are feeling what he feels. He is a warforged. He would have a better
Yes.
understanding.
You would have understood to see in the eyes. At the moment that this thing like activated in his neck, all 4 of their sets of eyes like flipped colors for a second and then followed him walking toward the Colossus.
Sure.
Is that because they're keyed to him, or is it because they are secretly
Also bad guys.
Lord of the Blade folks?
From Mercy's perspective, you would have understood it to be like the non-hostile friendlies in the vicinity were also impacted by this device in Mercy.
Cool.
Okay.
So then, yeah, maybe we focus on the device.
Also, we should warn the people who are stationed out away from the
Yeah.
Colossus to not trust Mercy anymore.
Fast
Until
And
we
the group
say
that
so.
he left with.
Can you
Exactly.
send them a bird?
Ooh,
Yes.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I will write them a letter saying how do we explain that we've had a vision?
I wouldn't.
we have been given intel.
Alerted to the fact that
Yeah, we have been alerted to the fact that Mercy has been compromised by a device. Mercy and his squad have been impacted by a device, or have been compromised by a device.
there you go.
Attached to Mercy by the Lord of Blades, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
That's it. Do not, under any circumstances, interact with any of them until our team,
Says,
yeah, gives the
Until-
go ahead. Stay where you are. Stay safe. We
And
will
don't
give
be-
you more information as it develops.
great.
And I will send the bird flying.
Okay. It starts to fly away back the exact way you came through the cave. It always takes the fastest, what am I trying to say?
possible-
Fastest
Yeah.
route, yeah.
And it moves 60 feet around.
60 feet around, yep.
Yeah. So it'll get there in a couple minutes.
So Filch will kind of continue back and forth and just... So something is wrong with Mercy then?
Yes, it
Yes.
seems that the Lord of Blades is. We believe that he was tricked by the Lord of Blades and is now either under her command along with the rest of his squad, or is now rendered immobile or unable to act in the outburst of a conflict.
Where is he now?
I would look.
On top of the mountain.
On the top of the mountain?
On the top of the mountain.
Well then. It seems I have a new mission then. And then he's going to like pick up his spear, which was still on the ground, and just kind of like stow it in his back, and continue with the sword and just start walking.
Do you know how to get to the top of the mountain from here?
I believe the fastest way is through this machine.
Great, we will follow you. You say belief again. Do you know how to get to the top of this mountain?
I know.
Like,
I know that a colossus has ways through it, tunnels and rooms. I do not know this colossus for myself. This is my first foray into it.
We
So,
could.
just for the record, that answer would be no. Just
We could
thinking next time. I appreciate you. If you have insights that you believe are going to take us in a more forward or upper direction, that would be highly appreciated. So if we could use your knowledge of how Colossus work slightly better than us, apologies, that would be great. That's all.
We could send a bird to Mercy that just says hello and follow the bird, since it takes the fastest route.
Jesus.
That's
As long as it doesn't just go out and up over the top of the
Right, it just like finds a hole and just like fucks off.
Yeah.
when the device was attached to Mercy, was the feeling that it was entirely mechanical, or did it feel like a magical device?
A mix of both. It felt like remember, I think we said last or one of our recent sessions doing history on like warforged and their relation and like machinery in general, that Colossuses felt like very, very, very highly advanced artificer work.
Sure.
Okay.
So it's a combination of mechanical and magical. It's
Right.
like very much in line with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Cool. Well,
Sure.
let's figure out the way that feels like it's the way to the top of this guy.
And Mercy has a docent inside of him, and we're inside of a Colossus.
Yep.
Whose fucking idea was this? All right, let's start moving. I guess probably. I mean, I feel like it makes sense to follow the gray matter that might be towards the head of this situation. Does that feel like that would be correct, Filch Guardian team?
Filch will answer. The gray matter you saw flowing out of the mountain leads to an unpassably small hole.
Great.
But it must be coming from this colossus. There is no other source nearby that could produce such a substance.
Sure.
But I do at least know that this cavern leads to an entryway to the foot.
That's where we came in. Right?
No.
Yeah, we came in the foot.
You
No?
you
Came
came
near the
in
foot?
you came in a hole in the mountain that was near the foot, but not the
Mhm.
foot.
Okay.
The foot of the colossus, I mean.
Got it.
Yes. But so we're not so we're trying to get into the Colossus. Well, I guess that's the question. Are we trying to get to, because the Colossus is basically embedded into the mountain.
Yes.
So both climbing up the mountain and also climbing up the Colossus would get us to the top of the mountain Colossus, is my understanding.
Yes.
So as long as we just go generally up, we're right. Cool. Which direction feels generally up?
We also know
Um,
there was that weird scritching that was like in the this. How do I make this do the
That
thing?
was down this way.
This thing. How do I undo that now?
Was the scritching that way?
No, it was behind you, over here.
Okay. All right. I guess we could go towards the scritching.
What I-
It just the situation suddenly feels incredibly more dire. And so I'm just like, can we start moving? Can we decide on a direction to move in and do that
Let's
moving in that
go.
direction?
Let's
Yeah,
hustle.
let's fucking go.
Yeah.
So Filch started this direction.
Great.
Let's go.
The scritching
Yep.
came from this direction. So do you want to redirect Filch or follow?
I mean, do we trust that Filch knows where he's going?
He said
we-
he said that he knows this way leads to the actual physical foot of the Colossus, but that's
Sure.
it. That's all he actually knows.
But hang on a second. This was where we came in.
No, we came in the top one.
You came
No.
in from over here.
This one. We came in.
Oh, we
this one.
did? Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that's also where the scritching is coming from? Is the
Yes.
same hole we came in through?
There was a split right here.
Oh, I
That's where the
missed
scritching was
Oh.
coming from.
I mean, I'd rather just go to the foot and climb up because that feels like that makes sense.
Also,
To the foot of the Colossus and climb up the Colossus.
also, if they're going to activate the Colossus, because it seems like they have the means to, as far as we know. I'd rather be in the foot than in the cave.
That is correct.
Yep.
To the foot of the Colossus?
Let's follow Filch.
All right, Filch.
Okay.
Where do you go, buddy? Oh, you're still up here.
Yep. Filch is a slow gentleman.
He's a slow guy.
I missed this.
There's also a bunch of loot in this room.
Too bad.
I know, right? I'm just like, I want to know what's in there.
Okay.
We will figure it out later. Maybe once we've solved all the things, we can dick around for 2 more days. Mostly because Mercy said we could get things.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna move, guys. Do you have Filch leading the way?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe so,
Pardon me.
yes.
We're trying to. I'm just moving fast.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna bring these two together, and get to around the corner.
Beep.
Okay.
Pop.
Coming around the corner. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get to there.
Ah. I'm in a wall.
Oh no.
there we
No.
I got put in a wall and I was like, ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. It's a cool goo.
Got some goo.
That can't be good.
Yes.
That's so not unsettling at all.
So here's what happens. Oh, this is I completely missed this. This is fun. Okay, so aside from a narrow passage, the 10-foot tall toe section of the Colossus's foot has collapsed. That's the like where Kazan is, like that like entryway into the foot is because it got ruined by rock. Oversized skull-shaped mushrooms pockmark the heap of debris that marks the rough division between the interior of the Colossus and the adjacent cave. At the chamber's far end in the back, motes of dust and debris float in a cylinder of glowing green light that stretches from the floor to as high as you can see. Like, so you got like the inside of the top of the foot that extends into what would be the leg, and from the angle you're at, you can't see, like, you see that it continues up into the leg. As soon as you start to go into this area, you hear this reet, 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 like a continuing, very loud, and at an exact interval, shrieking from 2 of the mushrooms. What do you want to do about it? Oh, I should do this. They are here.
I'm gonna. Huh?
Kazan, I'm gonna
I'm gonna-
move you 1 square because you're on top of one. There we go.
Yeah, you're all good.
These 2 guys.
Are they like alive or are they just mushrooms?
Make a
What?
history check. Nature check. Nature check.
Nature check.
Hell yeah, the one none of us have.
A 25.
Oh.
What is... Have I read a weird animal book about this?
Yeah, weird fungus. It's a plant.
Okay.
That shrieks. It's called a shrieker. It just shrieks
Great.
when like creatures that it considers a threat are nearby. It can't actually do anything to you. But it's essentially, you can tell it's like an alarm, and like it's making loud noise right now.
I got fucking nothing other than killing them.
While all of you are thinking about what to do, it's just continuing.
I know. Well, let's pretend that we're thinking faster. Because...
I was gonna firebolt one of them. I was just gonna
I
shoot.
don't have silence prepped, so I can't do that. I hate it.
Yeah, I think I would have just jumped at the start of the sound and just shot a firebolt at the one closest to me.
Okay.
God.
Roll that.
Yep. Disadvantage because it's within melee range. Right. I wanted to double check.
That was a question for you.
Oh yes. Sorry, I didn't realize that was a question. Yes.
Great.
Oh, nat 1. Cool.
And it was a 13 hit.
So it catches you off guard, and you like fire a firebolt at one of these things that misses one of the two that's actually shrieking and just hits like an innate mushroom. At the same time, Filch just like swings around and like slashes at one of them with his arm sword guy, and it's dead. It's
Great.
not shrieking anymore.
Yeah, I'll do that with the other one then.
Okay.
After saying that.
We honestly, these are funny. It's a funny stat block. The
That
only
is
thing you
really
have to roll for, like if it's a nat 1, you miss, and we flavor that funny. But
Great.
it's a
We'll see if it's a nat 1 or not.
it's an AC of 5. So, or yeah, an AC of 5
Yeah, I think we're good.
and 13 total hit points. So we can just say, yeah, like you just bash it twice, and then it's dead in pieces on the ground
Great.
with shrieker goo.
An AC of 5.
Sweet BB.
Oh, man.
I don't think this is going to help anything, but just in case, because now I'm worried that something's coming for us. I'm going to whip out a Divine Sense, which is...
Ooh.
I can detect anything affected by the Hallow spell or celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet.
Nice.
It's not going to help with anything, but...
It may find out. You do detect one undead just barely within that range.
What direction?
Up.
Oh.
An undead? That's great, because I can hit it harder. I'll pass that information along that within 60 feet of us, something undead is above us.
Is the Lord of Blades the Lich? Like, is the undead the feel of Vecna?
Surely not. That would be so epic.
He just shows up, he's like, what up, fam? I
Um,
can't imagine Veckers is fucking here.
No, but like maybe like a shard of him or like a lieutenant that is undead or something.
I think in preparation for this, I'm gonna whip out my jewelry box and cast Summon Construct and make a metal golem just kind of appear.
Fucking what?
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't used this since the start.
Okay,
the
fair.
start of the game, but yeah, I still got it. He's chilling.
So, do you have to like climb up this green hole?
I think so. I think it's a floaty elevator is gonna be my
Is
guess.
it gonna? Yeah. Is this? So we know we have to go up, and we're in this weird green thing where motes of light are they like hanging out in the sky, or are they all floating up?
They're all floating up.
This is an elevator.
I'm gonna grab like a piece of meat or something from my bag and just hold it into there and just open my hand up and it just starts floating up.
Yeah. You start floating up. You are under the effects of the levitate spell.
Oh.
So this is fairly different from astral sea stuff, where you could like you used movement with your mind. This is you can still control your movement, but by means of like pushing off a wall,
Yep.
or hanging onto something and pulling down or something like that. You can move up to 20 feet per round if we were in combat.
Sure.
So it's a pretty slow ascend or descend, but you are floating.
All right. I guess. Well, team. I guess we gotta go up. I think she's still riding Bones because nothing's happened to him. So I guess she just walks Bones in there. He probably like paws at it and doesn't like it for a second, and she's like, "Come on, buddy," and then they both.
A woman on a
She's just
dog.
riding a dog into space.
There is no light still, so you're seeing everything in grayscale. Is anybody not following?
Yeah, just go in. Boop, boop, boop.
We're going.
Okay. I'm gonna group everybody together. This is this is more of a flavor thing I'm gonna show you.
Just crazy. Floating up a thing.
Oh. This is interesting. So you're going up the leg. And you get to here, which is just it's just more leg.
It's just more leg.
Oh,
Where are we? I'm in darkness.
Yeah, I'm figuring out.
Oh,
up,
we're
up
just
here.
we're still in leg.
Yeah.
Is there like is this like the knee? We've basically hit like a knee portion.
Yeah, you can tell that you're like halfway up the leg. You're in the
I mean,
knee
I feel like we
portion.
if we just want to go straight up, we keep going. We go to hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's keep going. We gotta go all the way to the top.
There like truly there's nothing to describe for that room. It's just oh, by the way,
Yeah.
130-foot shaft going upward. Okay.
Io.
Nice.
Here we go.
That's
What's
how we
here?
play. All of the black went away.
There we go. So now we're here. And you can there is a ceiling here now. So the only space left is to the east here into this room. So you can kind of tell that you're in what would be like the hip sockets.
Sure.
And
So like a door, or are we just trapped here? We have to find like a spine hole.
yeah.
I
So
mean, I think the
spine hole's
spine hole's like
behind
right
us.
here.
yeah,
Oh.
what you see there, you would clock anatomically to be the spine hole.
Is it another floaty elevator of a spine hole?
It
It
is.
looks like.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty, let's get going.
Yeah.
There
It's
is
a smaller hole, so I think you should just carry us up.
there is, however, right here in what I'm going to call the taint, because why not?
Gooch, if you will.
There is
Chilling in
a
the taint.
weapon rack on
Ooh.
the south
Oh, that's
wall
neat.
containing a couple halberds and a hand crossbow with a case you can see bolts in.
Well, that's cool. Up the shaft.
Wait, hold up. Doesn't Pumpkin have a crossbow?
Pumpkin has a short bow.
I thought you had a
Dang.
crossbow.
Does
too.
Pumpkin want a crossbow?
Let me double check. Yeah, Pumpkin has the oath bow short bow.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you
it
got our
does-
fancy bow.
Yeah, it does cool stuff. So,
Yeah.
unless it's like a magical one, I think we'll probably leave it. Or
Does
we'll
a
take it to
halberd?
some...
Does a halberd have a different thing?
It's a big ol' sword.
I'm saying, like, does it have a different tactical thing?
Yes, because I think it's
Yes.
a two-handed weapon.
Two-handed
believe
weapon,
it's
and
a-
it has reach.
It has the weapon mastery is cleave, so that if you hit a creature, you can hit another. You can do you can do your ability modifier in damage to a creature next to it.
Okay.
I believe that's what the halberd one.
Okay.
Alaska's got a long sword, but I haven't built her in 2024 rules, so I don't have all of that stuff on her yet.
We can take it. We can take it, and we can sell it later if nothing.
You guys can take it.
I mean, the bow can just get put in Pumpkin's quiver with the bolts, and it would fit.
It's
Oh
great.
yeah, because it's the magic quiver.
Yeah,
she could just
of,
have
like,
that for
full
later.
war.
Yeah, sure. We'll give.
I'm
Hold up,
gonna.
does-
I do have cleave. like in my
Then you must have
my
a
stuff.
weapon that cleaves. Because it's
I
all of the like little
don't.
guys are attached to types of weapons. So
I
you
don't
picked
think
cleave.
I do.
You
Then you
just.
I just have like in my
Yeah.
weapon mastery,
Mhm.
I have like you get to choose some weapon
Choose.
masteries
Oh, sure.
Mhm.
as fighter. So like I think that's what
The halberd can
happened.
also fit in the quiver.
We could just pack it all in.
Yeah, we can literally just pack
Yeah.
it in the quiver and it's good.
Cool, we'll do that.
Alaska's just like looking at this spine while you guys are taking weapons. She's like, "That's neat. It's a neat spine."
Pumpkin has 2 halberds,
Crossbow.
a
And
crossbow, and
what, like 20 bolts?
Is it 20
Yes,
bolts?
20 bolts.
Yeah, I pull 20 bolts. I
Great.
got the quiver. Cool. I'm taking notes for Ash.
Very kind.
Eventually I'll maybe.
We totally missed that undead thing. We just blitzed right fucking past whatever undead thing was around.
No, I made a mistake with
Great.
the distance of things. I'm not gonna
Okay.
take back that you sensed it, but
Okay.
you're not there yet.
Okay, cool.
I made a mistake.
Higher up.
I mean, it's just like a beacon of I'm feeling that it is getting closer as we're rising up the thing.
Yes. Oh, I forgot that it's what, 10 minutes?
No, it's literally a divine sense is literally a round.
Oh, then
It
yes,
just, like,
you would
sends
have
off
felt
a
it getting
shockwave.
closer while you were floating, but
Great.
you haven't reached the distance yet.
Because you're retconning it, would I have felt a general distance of how far it was, and then also math a general distance of how far we have come?
I'm gonna keep it generic because it shouldn't have worked, but I'm not gonna take
Great.
it back. Yes, you haven't reached it yet.
Great, thank you.
Sick.
Then as we get within 60 feet of the top of whatever this fucking hole is, I will pop off another one and see if I can see where it is, for the record.
It's closer. I
Oh.
kind of have to keep this abstract because it was
I know.
like 150 feet, not
Sure.
60.
I mean, I guess point being, because you did your math wrong, I will pop one off when I get within 60 feet of where I thought it was the first time. If that's possible. I can send you what divine sense
It is about 25 feet away now,
Great.
above you and to the side.
Above me and to the side. Like,
Yeah,
Like appendix
like
or
up
kidney?
and slightly east.
sure.
Like what organ? What organ are we talking about?
Yeah.
Rib cage?
Well, I will generally
Abdomen.
keep myself ready as we obviously are going to go up the spinal column. If it feels
Hey,
like
hold
it's
up.
coming
It's
close
up
to
and
us.
to the left.
Up
So
and to
it's
the
apart.
east.
But
It's
we're only in the
in the
hips.
abdomen and it's up and to the east. It's only
Okay.
25 feet away.
Let's go.
I think it's like an appendix situation.
Spleen.
Yeah. One of the useless ones. Anyway, we're going into the spine. Are we spining up now?
Let's spine away.
Oh my
All
god,
right.
we could literally be kidney stones right now.
Up the spine.
Oh man. Okay. So you go up the spine and you eventually reach a ceiling of what you can tell is like collapsed rock. So we're gonna end up here. It's really weird. Sorry, one second.
Beep boop beep boop.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop,
I'm
beep,
gonna put Alaska and Boston the same. There we go. Narrow passages with many people.
Yeah.
Yay.
Good news is some of us are small, which makes your life
Oh,
easier.
Okay. So you end up here, and
Who's
what's
that
going on
motherfucker
here?
over there?
Oh, there's a guy in there. That's probably
Oh,
that
that's
thing.
Yeah, that's the undead.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So now you like funnel out of the spine into this area, and you can see to the east that there is a walled area lined with wooden bunk beds draped in green and purple quilts. Most motes of dust drift with a peculiar languidness. That's a word. And you can see a woman sleeping in one of the beds.
Oh.
Is she the undead?
Alaska, given proximity and time, you would assume that is the undead.
Right.
And that's where we're going to end today.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Climbing up a spine.
Comment up a
Yeehaw. Oh, I didn't move. Sorry, chat. It wasn't very interesting. We were just going
Okay.
up 2 tunnel holes.
Yep.
That was it.
Oh, alcohol.
All right. We should be back in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
20.
Cool. We'll be back at this in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
continuing through the Colossus and figuring out what the fuck's going on with Mercy.
Oh my god.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Oh,
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.